an hireling of Miami-Dade County, has desired to remove the only black-owned FBO in the entire United States off the land and out of existence. The corporate lynch mob of double AAA LLC have come dipping back into the 1860 riverbanks of the James River and the school of Willie Lynch.
Take Flight, the eulogy of America's first black-owned FBO. Tell us a little bit, first of all, of what an FBO is.
Opalocka Flightline was a brainchild of myself, Ed Brown, Tony Robinson, my partner of 30 years, Eric and Lynette Turner, and we opened up the first African-American owned fixed base operation in U.S. history.
As far back as I can remember, I've always had a love of aviation.
Tony said, you know, man, we got to start looking at our next move in terms of what we want to do with our lives.
Started taking flying lessons with a certified flight instructor and learning the ins and outs of running an FBO.
He suggested that we open up an FBO. I was like, what is an FBO?
He said it's a fixed base operation.
Like a gas station for private jets. Eric and Lynette, the building that they were in had got condemned as well. So we pretty much merged through God together, and we formed this company.
And so from talking back and forth, Tony said, Eric, we should get together and do something because you can't stay here forever.
Once we talked with Eric and we found that Eric had the leasing rights to this building, we said, let's just take this opportunity to open up the business. Everything from car rental agencies to concierge service to shuttle services. So it's just.
So you're talking big business. You're talking big money.
Big money.
Conversations, we got the county to give us a 5-year lease, which was supposed to roll over to a 30-year development lease.
We had to take this 10,000 square foot monster of a building and we had to totally rehab it at Opalocka Airport back in 2005, and we were in business for a total of 5 years. The future of Opalocka Flightline was based on a development lease that was going to take us into the next 30 to 35 years.
You know, all of a sudden, we got, you know, this heavy iron sitting on our ramp. You know, we got Tom Joyner flying in every week. You got Senator Ted Kennedy coming in. You have J-Lo. You got Toby Keith. You know, you got all sorts of people coming in, you know, these quote-unquote celebrities. You know, you got the chairman of IBM, you know, popping in, you know, for the Super Bowl, coming through our facility. It's pissing a lot of people off. They're not happy about this.
They were about to move to the next stage, and that was precisely the sort of investment opportunities that we were looking at.
I thought we were going to be met with a lot of fanfare, a lot of support, but it was just the opposite.
What we didn't know is that the county never intended on giving us a lease.
So now here it is, you got all of this here, 240 acres, hangars, billions of dollars. Now what will make you go down and mess with that little $10,000 spill burn to put me out of business?
What we didn't know is Miami-Dade County was secretly negotiating with Michael Adler and Leonard Abbas. The county not only granted AA Acquisitions this master lease for the airport, which gave them control of approximately 240 acres, but in doing so, they gave our 15-acre parcel to AA Acquisitions.
I say it like this here, you got the billionaire boys messing with the poor little black boys right about now to take on and take them down, and then take it by any means necessary.
The county tells us that, well, you know, you're going to have to negotiate with Adler. I said, bullshit, I'm not negotiating with Michael Adler and Leonard Abbas. I have in writing, and I've signed off on, you know, this agreement with you, Miami-Dade County, 30-year development lease on the 15-acre designated site that we had decided.
Under law, by virtue of a contract that was executed by people who purport to have integrity and good faith, that protects me from any cap or limitation on the opportunity that I have at Opalocka Airport. We signed it, but after we signed it, Tamara, that lease never made it back. It never made it before the FAA. It never made it to the Board of County Commission, and it never made it to the Airport and Transportation Committee for approval. AA Acquisitions sent to our fuel supplier, Atlantic Coastal Fuel, and told them they could no longer bring us fuel on this airport.
Without this fuel spill burn, you know, we will eventually run out of fuel.
You know, Willie Gary is very astute. very famous attorney.
This fight has just about, what I think the deal was to force Opalocka out of business.
And of course, you know, they give us unnecessary inspection because of who we were.
We found we had a 24-hour eviction notice.
Then they started trying to sabotage the building, started taking the planes off of our ramp. Our case got assigned to a judge that had brain cancer. So why would you do that when you know this woman was terminally ill? So this case just bounced around from courtroom to courtroom to courtroom.
So the bottom line is that we're just being pushed aside, and the county is up to its the same normal game that it always does. Take care of their buddies, take care of the lobbyists, and make sure that everybody else in the county is, just kind of lulled to sleep.